Oh, that was written for them. Okay, that was hilarious. I love those two. Okay, we want to go in depth now into some of the speeches delivered there at the Golden Globes in a segment called Gratitude or Attitude. Speech specialists Katrin Kern and Chris Corbell are here to voice their expertise and let us know which winners they thought were grateful, which ones were not so grateful, and just overall talk about the show with a glass of apple cider.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for being here. You all look fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Well, you all... Oh, that's so good. That's delicious. You started a company called Make a Toast, and it helps people deliver good speeches, and that's why you know so much about it. Really quickly, before we get into the speeches, tell us about your company and how it all started.
Well, it all started when I was a maid of honor in a best friend's wedding.
Katrin was such a great maid of honor. She did everything for her bride, which meant she ran out of time to work on her speech. I was her +1.
Yes, we have performing arts training. We pooled our training, and we created a methodology that can be used by anyone for any occasion.
Wow, it's a really great idea.
You know, I'm a playwright. She's an actress. It was just a natural fit.
And you're both good with words. Okay, let's talk about the speeches last night really quickly. Who do you think had the best speech?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. How about you, Katrin?
Ben Affleck was amazing. He was the quintessential example of gratitude.
Okay, let's go ahead and toss to a little a snippet of his speech, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Look, I don't care what the award is. When they put your name next to the names that she just read off, it's an extraordinary thing in your life. These nominees are exceptional talents. I truly, to God, never thought I would be in the same breath as them. I want to thank them. I want to thank the many talented people that weren't nominated. I don't remember the people that weren't nominated.
Okay, let's start with you, Chris. What do you think?
Oh, that is an A- of gratitude. I mean, he included every single person, and most of all, you have 3 people last night present who won for playing living individuals. He was the only one to actually thank that person.
Wow, wow. And he just really, truly seemed humbled.
He did truly seem humbled, and he took very good advantage of his wife's presenter status by fixing that little gaffe.
That's right.
Forgetting Clooney. I hope George Clooney can live with that.
I think he's a pretty good sport about those things. Okay, let's talk about the worst speech. Katrin, what do you think of it?
Oh, my goodness, the worst speech of the night.
Well, that's also kind of funny because it's the worst and one of the better ones.
Which is?
Anne Hathaway.
Well, Anne Hathaway. Yes, we decided she was elegant and emotionally intelligent, and we loved that she shared the limelight with Sally Field so beautifully, with such grace. And then she stole the limelight from the designated speaker when the film won.
She pulled a Kanye.
Okay.
And that's just never cool.
Let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of her speech here, and we'll continue to talk about her.
Blurg. Thanks for that word, Tina. Oh my gosh. This is happening. To the Hollywood Foreign Press, thank you so much for having me in this room full of extraordinary artists that have changed my life with their work. Thank you for this lovely blunt object that I will forevermore use as a weapon against self-doubt. And thank you for putting my work in this category with great and gutsy actresses Amy, Nicole, Helen, and Sally. I have to thank you so much for being a vanguard against typecasting, because as the girl who started out as the Princess of Genovia, I can't tell you how encouraging it was to know that the Flying Nun grew up to be Norma Ray, and grew up to be Mama Gump, and grew up to be Mary Todd Lincoln. So thank you so much.
Chris, where do you think she went wrong?
You know, giving Sally Field her due was brilliant, especially because Sally Field has a long and wonderful history, and sharing limelight is without a doubt generosity. And then this poor gentleman who's the producer of Les Mis, he's about to come on, and she just literally runs up, interrupts him, like upstages him. She's gone from sharing the stage to taking it.
And Katrin, you mentioned this may have a little bit of...
perhaps there was a little bit of this involved. There was a lot of free-spiritedness last night. But what had happened is that she actually jumped on the mic, and then he ran out of time to thank everyone that he wanted to thank, and he actually got played off.
Got it, got it. Because I think if you watch her speech and didn't see that part of it, you would probably think she's very articulate, intelligent, and that part of it was pretty good. Yeah, she is.
Absolutely.
But you're right about that. Okay, our next speech that we have was from Jodie Foster. Now, this is causing so much buzz everywhere from Twitter, Facebook. What did you think of her speech? Chris, I'm going to start with you again.
I have to say, this is a split decision between Catherine and I. We
Really?
actually have, we rarely ever disagree. Look, I love that she showed gratitude towards the community. I think overall she's one of the greatest actresses there is. But she, you know, when you're winning an award, that's not a time to get on the stump and attack society. You're telling people that it's not their place to know about you, but you're on TV and they're watching you.
Yeah.
That's just hypocrisy, and it's just rude. So way too much attitude. I'm so sorry.
And I saw gratitude in her speech. What I saw was that she was opening herself to her community, as Chris said. And as the viewer, I felt like we got to see a little bit inside of that. I felt that she actually revealed herself without pretense and shared a lot of honesty from her heart. She's a woman who very clearly has had an exceptional life. And maybe she is a bit insular in that she has been in the limelight since she was 3, as she said. A very rare experience that not many of us can relate to, but I believe that she did really share.
And let's go ahead and listen to Jodie Foster real quickly.
I guess I just have a sudden urge to say something that I've never really been able to air in public. So, declaration that I'm a little nervous about, but maybe not quite as nervous as my publicist right now, huh, Jennifer? You know, I'm just going to put it out there, right? Loud and proud, right? So I'm going to need your support on this. I am single. Yes, I am. I am single. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, I'm not really kidding, but I'm kind of kidding. I mean, thank you for the enthusiasm. Can I get a wolf whistle or something?
Wow, that was a speech that I think a lot of people are talking about. Yeah, and it kind of went on so long.
I'm kind of worried that she might be confusing reality with a role.
Yeah.
You know, if she was a character in a movie and this was her big declaration and, hey, everybody, that'd be great. You know, the credits would roll. But this is real life.
Well, I know we're out of time, but I do want to say really quickly, you give kudos to Lena, who brought her notes up, because I asked you about that. What do you think of notes up there?
We think notes up there are great. If you have any doubt that you're going to remember to thank who you want to thank, that you're going to remember to say things that you want to say. I mean, the other thing about Lena Dunham that is so incredible is that she effortlessly shares meaningful, heartfelt sentiments and thoughts. And I can't help but think that that has something to do with the fact that she wrote it down.
Yes, that's so true. That helps. Well, you know what? A lot of us need help when it comes to giving those speeches, and you all certainly are the people to call. So please contact them at makeatoast.com. The website is right there on your screen. What a wonderful thing that you have started. We so appreciate your insight. Cheers. Cheers to the Oscars, right?
That's
we'll be looking forward to that. Okay, we'll see you soon, hopefully, for that. Up next, a look at another show causing quite a stir, this one in Vegas. See some of the latest high-tech gizmos unveiled at this year's Consumer Electronics Show. We're going to be right back.